Today's presentation is brought to you by Chris Elliott on interpersonal communications. I'm with Liberty University. I'm a student there. This class is HSER 508. And what we're going to do, what I'm going to be talking about is talking and listening skills, how they affect me. Maybe in an attempt to improve my ability to talk, but mainly to listen. My overarching goal is to better improve my communication abilities by listening. Concentrate more on information being received and not so quick to respond. Statements, be aware of my statements to people, about people, and keep them very positive. No negative response, no degrading, no put downs. Be accepting of others' suggestions. You know, so many times we say my way or the highway. No, I'm trying to change to where we have a community here and we say, what can I bring to your table instead of what can you bring to my table? This is about togetherness. Identities are multidimensional and ever-changing. Every time I read a book, every time I have a relationship, whether it's with a stranger or a spouse, with my spouse, as I develop that relationship, I change because hopefully I grow. And then with that is my identities are avowed or ascribed, and I want to make sure that people don't just put identity or identify me with something that's negative, and that's avowed. But ascribed is where I've taken the necessary steps to show that I care, I love, I have understanding that you can come to me, you can trust me, and there's respect. And with that, so hopefully I've given that identity to myself. My background, my dad killed himself when I was 12 and he made me watch. So is that a negative? Absolutely. It could have gone really bad. But I have a choice, just like everybody else and those listening. You can say that things have happened to you and that they're negative and they're bad, but it's still up to you, just like it was up to me, to how I wanted to respond, how I wanted to react to that. So by that, being raised by a single mom back in that time, low income, we had talks, a lot of conversations, and yes, I did kind of steer off that path, and I did quit school. But I think when I realized, when I got to that point, I joined the military to pull me back in line. Churchgoers would say, you know, you need God. But I think what I needed was something within the world to say, bring me back to my vertical and horizontal lines, to that intersection, and then we develop a relationship with the Lord. And that's what took place. I went in the military, I got my GED, and through that I've continued with my education and started working with some nonprofit organization, you know, Listening Heart Center, Sin City Ministries. And through that, we feed the community. We've established GED classes. We have parenting classes, anger management, crisis intervention, fatherhood classes, you know, and premarital and marital. Attack the forefront. Within interpersonal communication, we have 6 points. We have meaning, choice, culture, identities, conversation, and nexting. And I really want to just cover 2. They're all important, but meaning is in the process of, as we are talking, as we're communicating, that when you're speaking to me, I'm listening, and after you get through speaking, I can rephrase what you just said in a way that I repeat exactly what you said in my words, and I understand what you're looking for. That's important. And I think nexting is, even though we don't see eye to eye, even though we have different opinions, I'm going to treat you with the greatest and highest respect possible, that we're going to be fruitful together. So, qualities of communication, which are impersonal and interpersonal. I picked these two because it's very important that we realize where we're coming from. With impersonal, what we have is dealing with our store clerks, bank tellers, people that we don't really see every day, but as we go in, like the corner gas station, you get to know them, but generally it's not on a very intimate relationship level. And then, of course, interpersonal communication is that intimate level. Spouse, children, the siblings, brothers, sisters, uncles, aunts. Those interpersonal are going to be very personal relationships. And I think once we establish that and we realize that, like Martin brought 5 qualities or characteristics, uniqueness, measurability, responsiveness, reflectiveness, and addressability. Once we realize that, then we can actually communicate better, because then we kind of establish common ground. Defense and supportive communication, that's going to be evaluation and description. Our manner of speak, crossing of the arms, you're shutting down. And so, tone of voice, verbal content. Be very aware of that. And I think it's very important for me to really stay on top of that. And then my potential barriers, I'm not going to discuss them all, but I think the first thing is no put downs. I'm going to listen, and I'm not going to evaluate the person and say that whatever he's got to say, he's not worthy. Because anybody that's out here has value in life. And if they've got something to say, it's up to us to show respect enough to listen. It doesn't mean that we're interested in that topic, but we need to listen. Noise, pollution, internal factors are going to be, don't multitask while somebody's talking to you. Personal problems, health issues. External factors are going to be other conversations going on in the area. Move up and find a private place if you need to. Cut off the telephones. And plan of action, I'm going to, and this comes from Stewart, and it says that many people have answers. Work together, common ground, and evaluate each person's strengths and values. My personality type blend is very, I don't know what kind of word you'd say here, but it's a CIS. And what that says is I'm passive and I'm task oriented, I'm active and I'm people oriented, I'm passive and I'm people oriented. And what that says is basically this, that I'm a good listener, but I'm always going to need improvement. I think once I establish that and I recognize that and I say, I'm going to work on my listening skills, I'm going to do my plan of action, and I'm going to show everybody the respect they deserve, that they require, that they need. And that means caring, loving, understanding. Hey, I want to thank you for listening, and hopefully you'll have some value out of this. God bless.